I'm doing the sweets mix for Hypnosis.
Benvenuti a Belfast, io sono Stefano.
E sono Pablo.
E siamo delle Underground Promotion.
Welcome to Belfast, that was Stefano, Pablo, and I'm Cliff Mackay.
Underground began about 2 years ago when a lot of the illegal raves were getting clamped down. So Underground decided to go legal. I would say that the Belfast scene is not as professional as the Italian scene, but much better.
It may be quiet on the surface, but underneath it all, people want... The Irish are well known for wanting to party and enjoy themselves.
We're in Belfast here, and we're outside the Ulster Hall, waiting to get into Hellraiser, and it's over 5, and we're going to go bonkers right through to 5 o'clock.
Hellraiser is just totally another party time. Entertainment, and that's the most important thing.
Hi, I'm one of the dancers at the Ironic. Good band from Northern Ireland. There are 2 dancers down here with the band. Best techno band going over here. Check it. I come here, this is just brilliant, and it's Hellraiser in the Ulster Hall, Belfast, and it's just unreal, it's brilliant. Pablo and Easy Groove is just the best you've ever seen, brilliant.
I want also make people happy, you know. It's like do little show when I play.
Well, I think the dance scene over here is just taking... Heavy metal over here is very big. So, I mean, the young kids coming up, an alternative to heavy metal is that hardcore thump, thump, thump. Thump, thump, thump. I'm involved with Skippy Records, also manage band Erotics, Inner Motion, Bennett John.
I'm heading out down today. I'm a hip-hop rapper, and I'm a rave.
The situation in Belfast doesn't really affect the nights out. You know, everybody just smokes in, has a good time. All the partnerships are Catholic and Protestant, so it doesn't make a difference, and it doesn't affect us in any way.
Certainly the legal forces over here are paranoid.
Basically what Sugar Sweet's all about. We've just been sort of moving on and just doing different things, just keeping...
On the dance ski, I think. I had a band last year called Jet Slags. We did one record, but we didn't make much of an effort to like put it out or anything. And just been kind of looking after my kid. She's 2, her name's Bluebell. And she's just been travelling around the world with me this year. Wouldn't mind getting her home. If I do get somewhere, I don't have to move in. All I need to get is a bed. I just stay at friends until they get pissed off and then go and stay with other friends. My friend's a man called Adam. They've set up a label and they licensed this soul track, Diane Mathis. And I did a mix of that for them in return for them looking after my dog. The dog's a bit pissed off with me for just leaving her. But I haven't really got any choice.
My 3 favourite tracks on this week's mix are Eon, World Beyond, 4D, Hidden, and Nico, Frontiers. And you can hear them all if you phone our chart line. You can catch me playing live in the mix at Norwich.
Ecstasy is a very interesting drug. It's got an amphetamine-like effect, which makes people feel high and keen to keep going. At the same time, it's got an effect on inputs. It's like turning up all the inputs on a TV or a machine. so that everything seems more real and more immediate. One of the things about the drug is that it makes you ignore body signals, so that people carry on much longer than they would normally do so. And that's one of the big problems with the drug. Ecstasy. That's the drug that makes people keep going much more than they should until they collapse.
You almost feel left out in the dance club here if you're not on drugs. Drugs make you dance, don't they?
It's almost certain that the minimum of 1 million people have tried ecstasy, and of those a large proportion have used it quite a few times, and it could be as much as 5 million. Unlike acid in the 60s, when it was a relatively smaller number, and we really believed that this was the dawn of a new era and it was going to make tremendous social changes. In the case of weed, people just take it for fun, and I first took it for fun, and it actually had quite a big impact on my life. I think that, like me, there's many other people who feel that taking ecstasy has improved their life, but there's also quite a large number of people, although less according to the survey I did in my book, who feel that ecstasy has made their life worse. It makes them depressed, it makes it harder for them to have motivation to do anything else. And quite apart from that, they can use up all their money on taking ecstasy rather than investing in anything useful.
One of the interesting things about amphetamine and ecstasy is that if you give amphetamine to a single mouse, if you give it to a group of mice, they're all running around. So it heightens the interaction.
Do I take drugs now?
Well, I mean, not every day, do you know what I mean?
No! Yeah. Not regularly. Not in the past 2 weeks, anyway.
The whole rap thing is built up from the e-culture, but I think people sometimes forget about the power of the actual music itself.
A lot of people are deciding not to take pills that are being sold at raves anymore, strictly because of the reason that they're not correct, they're no good. So the Ebenezer type character is still out there, but it's getting smaller all the time. We talk about designer drugs, and it seems like most of the pills that are on the market have been designed to make people money, which is a real shame, you know.
A year or so ago, there was a vast amount of news about ecstasy. It seems to have calmed off, but really that's just that it's lost its newsworthy character. It's still there. It's available all over the country, and people are using it widely. Long-term users of ecstasy can lose weight, they can get cramps because they're not replacing salts and fluids properly, and sometimes they get boils and skin infections, largely because they've been sweating so furiously. It's said that there have been a number of cases of depression, anxiety and panic attacks, psychosis, and even some suicides in people who've taken ecstasy for a period of time. I can well believe this. I get letters from people who, usually the parents or of somebody who has been really changed. Their life has been totally altered, and usually they have a severe depression which doesn't respond to any of the normal medicines or drugs.
Most people, when they sample their first drug, find it a pleasurable experience for whatever reason. Okay, what the advice needs to tell them is, yes, you might find your first drug experience pleasurable, but it can lead on to these dangers.
These products basically offer a good alternative to illegal substances. People are always going to be looking for a high. This provides a high, but is natural, clean, and is good for you, whereas the other highs you get mainly are not good for you in the long term.
There is the Fast Blast, which for the dance party seems to be the most popular one, as it's the one that gives you a much more really strong effect. But we think that 3 or 4 of them are actually really very, very good for the dance party, because obviously here energy is what matters.
This is the first smart drink I've had tonight. Probably need another 2 or 3. Keep me going all night.
It's different to a can of Coke, isn't it, really? You only got to look around you at the people in the event later on tonight to see that basically ecstasy is doing no good to those people. It's destroying a lot of their minds, a lot of their bodies, and at the end of the day, we're offering a healthy alternative.
It's what gets people to talk about the drinks. Cheers.
I mean, there's vast numbers more of theoretical chemical substances which have never been tried. And I'm sure over the next decade or so that we'll see a large number of new drugs on the market.
There is some animal work which suggests that ecstasy does harm neurons permanently. And if it does this to us, the man, it may well be that over a period of years there will be more cases of depression and possibly psychosis. And this is a worry, it's a real concern, because we don't know the answer.